Let's talk final pass through. How's it going, everyone? I'm Aaron Datu. Welcome to another Wedding Walkthrough Wednesday. Today we will be talking about the final pass through in your workflow for creating wedding films. Now, I highly recommend that you do this or implement this into your workflow if you are not already, making sure that stuff isn't out of frame, a scene just doesn't make sense, or the color on one scene is just totally off, or the sound just sounds awful, or there's a part of the film that's missing some sound design, or it's just too high. Stuff like that, I always recommend you have a final pass through, just because you can get really caught up on a film depending on like how long it is too. Like usually shorter films, you could get away with not really doing a final pass through just because there's not that much, but anything like 5 to 10 minutes plus is highly recommend you do a final pass through, just to ensure like all those fine details are squared away. And really think about scenes in particular, like if it really doesn't make sense or there's like a continuity issue, like say for instance you're having a interview for bride and groom, separate shots, they didn't see each other yet. You want to make sure that they're like talking to each other in a way. So say you have the groom on the left side of the frame, the bride on the right side. It feels so weird if you had them all on the right side. It's like, who are you talking to, right? It's those little things that subconsciously you don't really think about, but again, just making sure you watch out for that. And some easy ways to fix that. It's a little bit janky, but you can just use like a mirror effect or a just reframe or transform it. That way it has that kind of continuity, or someone's talking to each other in a way, especially for a wedding film. But just always try to make sure that there's like some continuity, or just like making sure that it makes sense. A lot of the times you may not notice it, someone that may be watching may not notice it, especially if they only watch it once. You just want to make sure it's as good as possible. You don't want to have to export it, find out you have to fix something, and then you have to go back and re-edit it and then re-export it again. So getting it done once and exporting it once is, in my opinion, the goal. Also, colors. A lot of the times when you are color grading, you could get very much caught up on the colors, especially if you color grade for at least 3+ hours. You're gonna be like, man, it's missing something, and then after you know it, like your skin looks freaking orange and it's just overly saturated or way too contrasty compared to like other parts of the film, and you're kind of losing that whole consistency feel. So definitely like dial back on the colors and take a break from color grading, just because they give you fresh eyes. Have someone else look at it. Have your girlfriend, your wife, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your aunt, someone else look at your colors, have them watch it through and make sure it looks as good as possible. And if they're not pointing out any really big obvious things, or like, why'd you use that, then I think you're pretty much set for final export. Having that kind of feedback or community behind you, have a buddy system, have someone else to send that film over, or have them look over and make sure that you're not missing any elements or it needs more elements to it. Again, make sure you like click off all the things. You have great visuals, you have great sound, you have great colors, and you have sound design, especially when it comes to sound, and the audio sounds crisp as possible. And just do a little bit of fine mastering of the entire thing and make sure it's just overall cohesive and it fits with your brand and your editing style. And I think you'll be set for export. That's all I got for today's video. Hopefully you learned something. Like the video if you like it, share it if you're into that, consider subscribing if you're not already, and hit that bell notification to stay up to date when I post new videos. And as always, follow me on all the social medias at Aaron Datu Films, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.